Will you be like my friend where if you're told to be putting
I'm going to try to, like, I'll try to do that.
Okay.
I'll go through like a little anxiety attack before it even happens. Then I'll be like, you know what?
It's stressful.
Yeah. So I don't really know. Never really been put in charge. That's a lie. I've been put in charge of my brothers. I just let them do whatever they want and they don't fight.
Oh yeah, I did put it into a discussion, like you said too. Did you know that?
I was going to put it on words like that. I was looking at some.
You can do both.
I was actually looking at some.
Oh,
When I was trying to find some, it's hard to find some. Because the only one that lets you download for free was like something you have to leave a mental health group.
remember the other one I had? There's another one I sent you guys about grief.
Is that the one where it doesn't have activities and stuff?
Probably you have to like write up your trauma timeline, your grief timeline. Then you pick people that you want to like write an apology letter to, or they said I have new research. That is not me. Oh, this must be articles I would cite if I wrote them. Hope I'm not on camera. So, oh wait, no, that's what I was doing. I was searching for Kara. And then from that search, dang, is it that far behind? Like my my emails. What do they have in lunch for you guys for the cafeteria?
They were French fry Friday.
Oh, right. They do the Catholic stuff.
That's Catholic?
Uh-huh.
That's not black.
Well, a lot of blacks are Catholic.
Really?
Uh-huh. Depends on the city you're from, but yeah. If you were, well, how about this?
We do have some fish fry. You got spaghetti.
1 billion of the world's Christians are Catholic. 500,000 are in South America. And most people in South America, they might not be black with melanin in your skin like Africa, but it's very dark. So Africa has a ton of Catholics. It might have been from the colonial days, but there's a lot of Catholic churches.
I didn't know. I didn't know they were Catholic.
Remember the Burundi refugees I always show you guys videos of? They're all Catholics.
This is like so weird.
Is it?
Yeah, but I didn't think they were. I knew Christian missionaries were going down there.
Right.
Catholic missionaries.
Right. Yeah. Well, also remember this. No, there was only one Christian church until the year 1518. From 100 AD to 1518 AD, there was no other church beside. There was only the Catholic Church. And then the split happened in 1518 when Martin Luther wrote the 95 Thesis. Not Martin Luther King Jr., but Martin Luther was the dude who wrote that. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I got up where you guys can sign up to lead a group
Okay.
and a discussion so you all know when y'all leading it. And I was going to finish the self-care stuff today.
Self-care?
I'm doing my own discussion on self-care for you guys. So we're right in the middle, like things you can do for bad self-care. Toxic friends, toxic supervisor, toxic colleagues. If you don't have fun in your life, if you don't know what your unmet needs are, that was what we finished up Wednesday. Then we were getting into like when you guys get your job, what do you want to ask the people that are hiring you? What are the questions you want to ask them? And this is how you like prevent bad self-care. Because like if you took a shitty job, that'll make you miserable. You know what I mean? So that's why Oh, see, now I don't even have my caller right. Some of them will have you lead a group, so that's why we're also getting the groups out of the way. So observe a mental health group. Do I need to keep that open for any of you guys any longer? Just to turn on your leading, watching, observing it first. Leading one is this month and next, and then the final paper is creation of a group, which you can combine 2 and 3. When you were asking for people, I could, other groups online, they all want you to buy them. Is that what the issue is?
I don't know. I was looking at some, but it was one where like it was like the guideline of leader group in the other group. It was free. I downloaded it.
Okay.
It was MHH.
Okay.
But for girls, I mean, I guess looking for like young girls.
Mhm.
But in like a typical group, do you need like activity or like is it where people kind of like talk?
Yeah, you could do the highs and lows of the week. You could do activities are good for whatever reason they have them, especially with other folks, because that's just how they are. Want me to send you this one? The grief recovery workbook. You could lead grief recovery group. And there's some activities in there. So, how does your email go? That's the dean. Did you know that? There it is. Amy Hobbs is the dean. So if you type in yours, so many things to do. So that is the recovery grief workbook. And another one you could lead if you wanted to lead a week in here. And it's about the grief recovery method. So like if somebody had a loss or death in the family, and this one's normally 8 weeks too. So you could pick one of the weeks. Totally up to you. Announcements. So here's your list of questions for your when you get a job. What do you guys think? Have you had to work anywhere yet where you ask a bunch of questions like, pay's always number one, right? What do you want to pay me? Period.
I was told in high school you can't ask.
Why?
You have to know like before you get it.
Okay, that's fair.
It was like, don't ask how much you can be paid, but if they ask you how much you want to be paid, don't make it too high and don't make it too low.
When they ask me how much I want to get paid, I tell them like, like the standard. But I always ask because you could, let's say you get hired with somebody and then like y'all came in on the same knowledge, everything, they getting paid $2 more than you.
That would be some BS.
I gotta ask, how much y'all paying me?
That was at the interview. Like after a while, I was like, so how come you can pay more than me and I work the same hours? I work the same hours as you, but you get like, you give me a tip like, I'm not going to do that again. Because it's stupid. Like,
It's not fair.
Like, you work, like, you talk about you work 40 hours. Girl, I can work 40 hours easy. This job is nothing. But, yeah, our other job, they kind of, we couldn't talk about pay because if we did, like, we can't talk about that. It's not considered, like, good work. I don't know. But she said you couldn't talk about it. And this one girl, she got paid more than us.
You get to talk about it?
Yeah, she's like, you can't do this. I think she made us.
Interesting.
Well, I don't think that y'all need me.
Right?
Y'all need work.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one was only paying picture.
So in social work, you're right. They will usually now it's like, are you both getting your MSW? So it would be 45 to 55,000 a year. That's like the new standard. Remember to get mileage, so it's like 58 cents a mile. Somebody else said recently, she looked it up, she gets 63 cents per mile because gas went up. Remember to get vacation time. You all get vacation time, no matter what. If it's a full-time job, you get 2 weeks paid vacation. Sick time, usually it's 3 to 5 days, which is a whole week. 5 days is a week off. Retirement. You ever had a job that gave you all retirement? I don't think I had one until probably I was in college or when I graduated.
Well, like Amazon did one thing.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. I delivered for Flex. I don't think they gave it to us there. Amazon Flex just
No, they
gives you.
do.
Do they really? I didn't know that. If you work for Amazon Flex, I need to look at this. I think I still have the app.
A lot of those people with Flex, they be talking about it.
No.
Uh,
You deliver groceries.
Oh.
It could be like 100 an hour if it snows. It's normally like 30 to 40 an hour. It's solid.
Yeah, it's better when it's like cold outside. More than time.
Rainy, cold, or whatever. So I'm downloading that. Do they match 5%? Is that what Amazon does? Probably like you put in 5, they put in 5?
I'm not sure.
Because they can write that off. That's why they do that.
Yeah.
They just write it off on their taxes. Here, the retirement investment period is important too, because you're vested, fully vested. I don't know why they call it that. After 5 years, I think you get 20% of the match first year, 40% of the match second year, 60 third, 80 fourth, and 100 5 and after. So here we put in 14% of all of our money, and they give us a match of 14% of all of our money. So it's almost 30% of all of our money goes towards retirement, which is crazy. But when you start at 50,000 a year, that's not that much. It's like 15,000 a year for, I guess 10 years would be 150,000, 20 years will be 300,000, and 30 years will be 450,000. That might not be enough to retire off of. What do you think the number to retire off of is now? I don't even know with inflation. Well, what would you say?
Not 350,000.
Depends on how long you live, too.
Well, because like I know people who like they get Social Security checks and they be like it's not enough to really retire off. So that's
Right.
that's when they go to like hire and get a breeder. Or
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
yeah, or depending on how much they can move around, they can okay, you get this job for. Because I have a coworker, she's saying that she's gonna retire like she's gonna be 60 something.
Okay.
So she's like, yeah, I'm gonna retire in like 4 more years. I'm like, okay.
That's crazy.
Because Meyer gives her, I think Meyer does, I don't know if Meyer, like, they give like a good retirement, I think. But but she's been working since they opened. So,
Okay.
I think after a certain age, that's when she gets like a lot more money or something. Because she said her husband had to retire early.
Because you're right. Social Security gives you like $2,000 a month, maybe.
Yeah.
And you know how much rent is, right?
I don't even know if she rents.
Rent is like 60% of your check nowadays.
Right?
Yeah, they be going like,
It's crazy. It's really
Why
crazy.
have to be hard when we grow up?
Cause everybody wanna be greedy now.
I don't
Everybody
know.
wants money now.
Like, groceries too high.
I want to see if they, where would they say something about retirement? That would be hilarious. Like right here,
What's that?
the Amazon app. They send you jobs. $93 to work 3.5 hours at Springdale. $115 to work 5 hours. $85 to work 4.5. So I guess those would be good. Is then if you just Uber there, you don't need a car to do those, right? You could just Uber there.
Mhm.
I didn't think about that. Okay. Sometimes it's way more money, but sometimes it's like 17.
Uber?
That too, but they'll pay you per hour to work at these. When they're desperate, they start throwing out 20, 25, and 30 an hour.
Mhm.
Last few things. How do you look up workplace culture? We were saying this the other day on an app. Don't they offer like, don't work here, it's crazy and it sucks, like on either Glassdoor or
Wouldn't that be like reviews?
Indeed. Yeah. So you can hear of the workplace culture before you go interview. So you're like,
I don't ever be seeing that.
I don't really be looking at those.
it's usually on.
They could be mad that they got fired.
True, but if you see enough, you go to
Yeah, you see
Glassdoor.com.
enough for different.
Here's where I usually go. I don't know if I am signed in or whatever. Jobs. We'll just go with jobs. Do they make you sign in for jobs? I'll continue as myself. Or should I continue using Facebook? That would be weird. And then once you're signed in, they know you're looking for a social work job.
How would they know?
Usually your search history, or you tell them what you're interested in. It was actually how I got a cold call from hospice, because I think my resume is just up here, and they said, do you want to come sit for people that are dying on hospice for $25 an hour? And I said, I can do that.
You have to say time.
They are dying.
You could have should have, like, you could have said who are eventually passing.
They really asked for,
You know, I'm not sitting there.
what'd you say?
I'm not sitting while somebody's dying. I can't.
That's what they pay you for.
Yeah, but that's so sad. Like, I don't really want to watch it die. So maybe if I'm like really desperate, like not really desperate, but like, no, let me work there. But I don't know. Right now, I don't think I can really sit there and like really watch them take their last breath.
Right, that's the hardest part.
Especially if they're-
They want all kinds of information now just to get you in here. That's annoying. Ugh,
I already signed in on that.
I know. I think they want more stuff. Let's give them a little
I
bit.
see all your credit cards too.
Isn't that crazy? Let's say teachers. Oh, come on. Why? Public teachers in whatever. I'll teach high school now. I don't care. But so this is where you would see this stuff. They're like, don't work here. It's dangerous. Blah, blah.
I'm pretty sure they're probably saying like, they'd be like, oh yeah, these kids, if you become a teacher.
Right.
Me too. But it's like, okay.
How are your all's other classes going?
They're not small.
Which ones?
I got
Nikita's?
general- Yeah, her classes. It's small.
She gives you guys a lot of work, doesn't she?
We just been really going over
Practice test questions.
yeah, and we go
Ethics.
to ethics, yeah.
She loves going through the ethics.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Critical thinking. It's small. I like that class.
This dude who's here in the office, yeah, his wife teaches it too.
Really?
Yep, Gormley and his wife, they both teach.
I had to retake the class. The first time I had to, he wasn't a good professor. I don't even remember what his name was, but Anderson. I think so.
I had him.
Oh, the ponytail guy,
I don't know.
or the one who quit?
He wore Vans and a hoodie every day. That's how I remember him because
Vans and jeans.
Yes, because like you just sit there and he just talking.
Did I have that class with you?
I don't remember.
I know he would just come like the work, like he would never put the dates on the assignments. I'd be confused, like when is what due? Like I don't know. And then he'd just come to class, we wouldn't do no work, and then he'd just like lecture, really just talk, ask us questions, and that'd be it. This one, we just gotta do the assignment, watch the video, take notes, and we come in,
Okay.
lectures, and it's just
Okay.
smooth.
Yeah.
I had Anderson had an assignment. We had to like he had a Obama speech. It was like he had the Obama speech and we had to like critical think. And I'm like, okay. So I did do that. I think I'm gonna get an A or B. So I went into his office hours and I asked him like, hey, like da da da. I turned that assignment in. He talked about something like
Yes, he was they giving me
That's
grades. I'm
bad.
Like, I'm trying. Like, how am I supposed to answer critical thinking? Like, I thought it was
Those are
critical
hard
thinking.
questions.
It's not no right or wrong answer. Basically, that's what
Right.
they're teaching. It's not no right
That's
or wrong
true.
answer because it's critical thinking. It's giving you a different way to think. So when I'm giving you my answer, how's it wrong?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what he said was wrong. He was like, damn, he said you didn't go get deep enough. I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, dude, like dude, I said, I literally just went back. I told you what he I just wrote it down. He said, yeah, that is right. I said the premise and all that. He talked about something, yeah, and the premise and all the way. I'm like, I just told you, you didn't tell me you was right or wrong. And I'm over here like, and then he had another assignment. And I got an F on that thing.
Yes, I felt
Really?
Yes, he gave me an F. I think one of my friends, she had Anderson again for her thing, but she said that, oh yeah, he was cool. He gave her an F because she cited where she got her information from. And I
Okay.
think we're supposed to do that.
I'm like, that's understandable though. I get that.
'Cause you-
Oh, they don't want you to use the AI bots.
They want you to.
You know, it's like, but no, she cited, like, so she'll get it, like, she'll go to the website, get information and put it on her paper, and she'll put the citation on there.
Do you have
And then
Nikita
she'll-
right now too?
Huh?
You have Nikita?
Yeah.
Is she tough on attendance too? Like she'll drop the hammer, like, where you been? Okay.
I'm not the one.
No, she's not. Well, I be in class. So.
I don't know. She's funny.
It is not coming.
She's a student now. You know that?
She was telling us to take. I forgot what she said to get our license next year, because we're seniors,
License next
instead
year.
of waiting. Like actually, you can get your license when you're senior. It's something.
Your last semester, senior year.
Yeah.
So is that you now?
No.
Okay.
June.
Next year
Yeah. Next year.
or in January. Yeah. If you graduate in December, you could do it right now. Okay. One last major question is, do you get supervised? Clinical supervision. You all have to be supervised till you're independently licensed, but some of them make you pay $75 an hour for supervision. Uh-huh.
Aren't they supposed to like?
They don't have to. They can give you a supervisor, but they don't have to give you a, I have my LISWS. They might just give you an LISW. So you'll be supervised, but you want to get clinically supervised. So after 2 years, you can get your independent license.
So they make you pay for the clinical supervision.
Some of them do now.
Cheap.
Uh-huh. Imagine that, 75 over
I feel like that should be mandatory anyway.
150 hours. What does that add up to? I think I was saying 15 hours, so it's 7,500.
What?
Like hospice, for example, pays me $37.50 to supervise people every Friday at hospice. And I do it for 2 hours a week. So
How is it?
it's fine. You mean hospice or supervising? It's fine. I didn't really want to do it, but they didn't have any other options. So I said, I could do it. If the price is right, I'll do it.
So I wanted to be like working like inside the prison.
Okay. I bet you there's a lot of jobs.
Do you have to like? Should I have been like change my minor to like criminal justice or something or no?
No.
Okay, that's make sure. Because my minor is psychology.
Right. I mean, if you want to, you can. It's probably only what? 20 hours, just like psych is 24 hours for a minor. If you really want to, you can.
Right. Okay,
You'll get a job no matter. With social work, you get a job anywhere.
cool. I was confused on that. So I'm like,
You don't have to. It probably is fine no matter what.
I know back at home, Chicago, they had. I forgot what it was something about like social workers now.
Don't need a license.
Yeah, you just go and work with the police.
You can.
Pretty cool though.
You can. I think you have to take a test for your clinical license, though,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So it would still be the same. You get supervised and you take a test and then you get a clinical license that way.
Was the clinical license hard?
I passed it.
Okay, but was it hard?
I got a 71.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
What are you eating? What's the dip?
Egg salad.
I
Because
was wondering why it was yellow and it had clump in it. I didn't want to question egg salad.
What'd you say?
Shit, egg salad, really?
I'm a vegetarian. I know. I'm surprised it hasn't stank up the whole room.
I didn't even smell it.
Nikita takes her license test soon.
Yeah, she was telling me.
Is she going to do it? She wants to keep the date secret.
She don't do it.
I think it's passed.
No, she don't pass.
She's going to be Dr. Nikita in May
Uh-huh.
before you all graduate, right?
Yeah, before we graduate.
Yeah. Okay.
Year.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm after how it was.
Oh, did you get on the list to apply to the scholarships?
The
No, somebody just sent me an email though about social work internship though.
Okay.
Um,
Are you within 2 years of graduation?
Mhm.
Did you have an interest in this scholarship? It's like $5,000.
You're working on hard for a year.
Well, then you could get it next year. You don't have to work.
I thought that was a requirement.
No. Oh, you're saying at the end.
Yeah, like when you graduate college, you have to work at a
I hear
mental
you.
health center.
It's an internship through Ohio State. They
Okay.
basically pay for like everything, you just come and get like training on it.
Okay. Are you going to do that one?
What's that?
Internship at Ohio State. Can you all do it, or is that only one of you?
Everyone can do it.
Okay.
It's an internship.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a.
How is it?
Sounds like you get paid.
Yeah, you do.
What do you do? I don't have a car.
Do you need a card?
I don't have a license. I need a license.
You got a license?
I don't got no transportation. I don't have no transportation.
What if we try to hook you up to get your license before you graduate?
I'm trying to get my license before I graduate. I'm trying to get it really before junior year is over.
So then you can do the internships.
So I don't like, I don't gotta.
Right. I get it.
I guess it's not an internship. Oh, thanks.
It's
Bagels?
like I've never seen.
Oh, that's to check out their graduate school,
Okay,
and they're
yeah.
paying for your hotel room and food.
So it was something, okay, so it was that one, and then it was something else that I was hearing about. It was like a social work internship for something, I don't know, I forgot it. But it's
There's
this
lots
one
of-
for Ohio
there's-
State, and then it's another one.
Right. There's lots of internships. I mean, they come up all the time. You both graduate in 2025?
Mhm.
You're a Chicago resident.
Yes.
If you change it to Ohio residency, you can get that $5,000. So, like, register to vote, put your addresses here, wherever you live on campus. And that's what I did in Kentucky. So that's why I always say,
I had
if it's
registered-
worth,
I had registered to vote, and I had put, like, I was, like, living here.
did you?
Mhm.
You might already have Ohio residency. And I got my license in Kentucky too, and I got $5,000 for graduate school down there.
Mhm.
So if you're willing to do all those, you could get $5,000. It's not that hard. When do you renew your license? Isn't it like every 4 years?
I think so. Let me look, actually.
And you all are 20.
Yeah. I'm 20.
Maybe you renew it soon. Well, depending on when you get it, you renew every 4 years.
Next year. July.
So here's what I'm recommending. You obviously do not have to follow my advice, but if y'all want that $5,000, Ohio BMV, and just go get your license there. That's what I did. I just walked in. I got a Kentucky license. I used my address. There it is, Xenia. Just go to Xenia, get your new license. Make you, for $5,000. And yes, you do work at an agency, but you could do that while you're in grad school too. If you went to OSU, you can work there while you're in grad school.
So I was talking to this lady, and she works downtown. She's a social worker. She works downtown. She was telling me about like working beside her for like an internship. She's a
Downtown Cincinnati.
Chicago.
Oh, okay. Okay.
A nonprofit. She goes for a nonprofit.
Yeah, okay.
And she was telling me like, but I've been hearing like, don't do that and do that. So like, I don't know. I'm really confused.
Depends on what you want. I mean, I've worked for both. They're fine.
Okay.
What is it? Non-profit and profit organization.
Yeah.
All it is do they pay taxes or do they not? And
What's that got to do with me?
not profits, all their money is spent by the end of the year. They don't make a profit. They still pay you,
Right.
but they don't make like Google money.
That's nonprofit.
Is Google
No.
like a nonprofit I've worked for is, hell, Central State might be a nonprofit. I got to think about this. Lighthouse was a nonprofit. Ohio Mentor was for profit. It doesn't matter. If you want your loans forgiven, I think you do have to work for like a nonprofit or a public entity. So if you take out student loans, do you even take them out though? You don't know. That you do want to know before you
Actually,
break.
I'm about to go to financial aid after this class.
Okay. Do you owe them or something? Right. They're like, fill out this form, get a loan, and it'll be paid in 2 days. I had to do it. I took out plenty of money in graduate school. Did I ever tell you guys how much? 12 years at $21,000 a year.
How? 12 years with 21,000 a year. We don't do that.
Is that crazy? Here's the loans right here. Hey,
It was like 252,000.
and they're
School is
forgiven.
so expensive, like.
That's
Me just
like,
accepting all of the money.
and it means you have to accept it too, because if you don't,
You don't. You can accept just what you need. Like, I only need $1,000 for tuition.
no, then you, well, I have to accept it. I mean, well, I'm out of state, so I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm honestly, so I definitely.
I
And
should
it's,
go.
the one thing I don't understand is subsidized and unsubsidized.
That's why I'm about to go to financial aid right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Cause I think
Uh-oh.
is it unsubsidized, like the loans you don't have to pay?
Subsidized, you don't have to pay while you're in school. This was subsidized by the government. I took out $65,000 there. Unsubsidized, I had interest the whole time I was in school. I took out $186,237.30.
What is that? But how is that a different class?
There's my total. Is that what you added up to?
That's it.
Is that what you added my total? That's how much I owe back to government.
I'm not paying that back.
You gotta forgive me.
So the trick is you work for a nonprofit for 10 years and they forgive it all.
Did they forgive all that?
I have 2 years left. You need to do it for 10 years. I graduated in 2016 with my doctorate.
So where can you find a nonprofit organization?
There's so many in social work.
So how would they know that you're doing it? Like,
You put the paper in right here, PSLF. It'll say, here's my PSLF information. Every year I submit. Shit, you remind me I need to do this. Here is my progress. Let's see if I can get these in different tabs. And I'm going to send this to Central State again. You have to make 120 qualifying payments. And right now I've made probably 90. So I would have 30 left, 2.5 years.
so you really needed that Friday forgiveness one, huh?
For $250,000?
Yeah,
It's exciting, isn't it?
yeah, you need.
You know how much my interest is on that loan alone? $40,000. So it's, they always charge you interest on loans.
But that don't make sense though. Like you said, I can't pay it. You said like they put it on the contract. Like, well, you have to pay it after 6 months of graduating college.
You do.
After school. So what's the point of putting interest on there
If you're
I feel
paying,
like it's, yeah, I feel like it's kind of stupid.
every loan has interest on it. If you find a no interest loan, there's some other way they're making money on it. For example, credit cards. I got a 0% interest credit card, but that's because they make 3% every time I swipe it at the store. Kroger's pays 3% when I buy food. Meijer pays 3% when I buy groceries. And it's 0% for 12 months. If you don't pay that off 12 months, they hit you with the hammer. Every loan has interest. My car has 2% interest. My house has 3% interest. Credit cards are about 20% interest for normal credit cards right now. That's why you never leave a balance on a credit card. It'll just blow up.
Credit card is a scam.
It can be. Now, if you're paid like me, I do a 0% interest credit card every single year because we get paid weird a lot. Because I get a new 0% card every year.
Mm.
And we get paid for summer school in the summer, and then we get paid for overload right around tax time. So
So basically, you're like it's like a high school. It's like how my high school teachers be like. Like they get paid to teach, but don't get paid once a month. But they also have like a little side job that they do.
I have 3 side jobs. I just have 3 kids, so
So 3 kids equals 3 side jobs.
yes. No side hoe, side jobs.
Oh.
Side jobs. That's it. But they make it fair. You pay 10% of your income goes to your student loan repayment. And that's after 200% of poverty. So poverty is like 25,000 a year for a family of 4. I have now a family of 5, and 200% of poverty would be double that. So that means I got 50,000 I don't have to account for on my student loan repayment. And then after I do my taxes, it looks like I make 65,000 a year. So I got to pay on the 15,000, which is the difference, 65,050. 10% of that a year is my student loan repayment. So what's 10% of $15,000? $1,500. That's $150 a month, probably. I pay that for 10 years. It doesn't add up to $250,000, and that's forgiven. Does that make any sense? None of it?
I need to get a job right now.
Yes,
It's so hard.
it is. Yeah, I know. That's the hardest part. So you would be willing to get your license here, then you won't have to renew it. And if you're a junior, you would get 2,000 this semester, 2,000 next semester, 2,000 fall semester. That's a good deal. But you do have to be an Ohio resident, and that's just because it's Ohio money.
Right.
And that's why they're doing that. So I don't know if your parents' financials are like.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know, like, is it gonna mess up her stuff?
It won't mess up your student loans. I do know that. Just ask your parents. Is it okay if I get my Ohio residency, whatever? Because there is money for me to finish school. You know what I mean? That's a big deal.
It's so expensive.
It is, right. Well, and it should be cheaper if you're an Ohio resident.
I think that's what lights you back when you're not a resident. So.
It's really expensive if you're not an Ohio resident, I think, unless if they give you scholarships. So those are all the questions similar to this. You guys can do what you want, but I'll tell you what I did when I was in grad school in Kentucky. I got a license, registered to vote, put tags on my car in Kentucky. Actually, I don't think because in Kentucky they make you pay tax on your car. So then I put the tags at my parents' house. But I got Kentucky residency because it was $5,000. I would have never finished school otherwise.
Mm.
So just ask your parents. The worst that'll happen is they'll say no, but say, look, this is a scholarship every semester to be a social worker. It's $2,000 for 3 semesters, pretty much. Yeah, I know. It's a big deal. So you guys should have been added to you do need above like a 2 point something. That's the key. As long as you have above a 2 point something.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No intern grade.
Oh, was that today?
I'm not sure.
I thought it was in October.
I hope so, because I don't have.
I've been hearing people talk about it. I'm like,
I don't know. It's like my online class, he has like the whole calendar thing, and it's an interim grade, midterm 1, or like midterm 2, like October.
Why won't it open?
I hate it.
Is that it?
I hate that class.
So, what's it called?
Introduction to water resource management.
Is that how you spell interim? INTIRIM? I don't see any. Usually they send us an email like interim grades are due. They don't affect your final grade, but it's like, oh shit, I better turn in all my assignments now.
You know, like the overview, what you been doing.
Yeah, yeah. So final slide before how to do self-care. Oh, and it's end of time anyway. So my group is how to do self-care come Monday, unless if one of you are leading the group. If you're leading Monday, then you can lead. Otherwise, I'm leading the group. How to do self-care. But right finance is a key to wellness. In a field that often begins with low wage, it's important to keep track of all your expenses, mileage, taxes, all that. Mismanagement can quickly lead to unnecessary stress. I found that out the hard way. There are many sources of information found online in the library, or you can just ask me. I can tell you guys how to manage your stuff is tough. It is. I didn't realize it was already 150, but you have a question. That's okay. So yeah, that'll be the rest of my group is the self-care. Some people use it as their note cards. As they're leading the group, they just click through it. So you just take the stuff off the girl circle and paste it in. It's up to you. However you lead your group is how you lead your group.
I might just do the next one.
That's fine. Sometimes they do. There's only like 8 or 9 weeks, so that would be boring if we keep getting the same week. You could lead the grief recovery method.
I'll leave that.
That's a good one.